Welcome to this free immigration help channel. Today I wanted to make a video dedicated to answering your questions. I get a lot of questions, so let's get straight into it. Now, if you found this video useful, please make sure to subscribe, hit that like button, and if you have any questions, definitely go ahead and answer them. Ask them right here in the comments section below. Also, there will be a donate link. If you donate, definitely helps growing my channel as well. Thank you very much. So let's start answering the questions. Question number one from Yashaswi Mishra. I hope I pronounced it correctly. Where can I find the address for mailing I-539? I have to do offline because I'm filing for both of my parents. Okay, yes, that definitely makes sense. You're correct. You do have to file it by mail. Now, I-539 is the application for the asylum. So let's go to our main source of information, which is USCIS.gov. It is the official U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services website, and I will show you how to navigate. And that's a great question because I can show you how to find that information. So all you need to do is click on Forms and all forms, and then you scroll down to the form that you're looking for. In this case, it's I-539, application to extend. Never mind, this is not the application for asylum. This is the application to extend or change the non-immigrant status. While we're at it, what was the application for asylum? 589. Wait, did he ask? No, not 589. He asked 539. So 589 is application for asylum. 539 is application to extend and change non-immigrant status. All right. So you go into the application, and then you scroll all the way down, and here you will have the tab that says where to file. And all you need to do is click that, and this should give you the information on where to file. And to be specific here, let's find out. For a complete list of mailing addresses, please visit Direct Filing Addresses webpage. Let's go there. Now, here we go. So, B, non-immigrant and their dependents, F, non-immigrant and their dependents, H for spouse. So as you can see, they have different addresses for different statuses. So if your parents, you didn't specify in which status they are. So if they are most likely they are non-immigrant B, which is a tourist or visitor for business or pleasure. So this is where you're gonna be filing, either with USPS to this address, which is a PO box address, or if you're using FedEx, UPS, DHL, you can send it here. I highly recommend using USPS. All right, hopefully I answered your question. Let's move on to the next one. Let's see, from the same person. Hi, thanks for the video. Where do I find USCIS? Account number and alien number. It is for my parents. Okay, so alien number, your parents, if they have non-immigrant status, most likely they're not gonna have alien registration number because alien registration number is given only when you start the immigration proceedings case. So if you're applying for asylum, if you're applying refugee status, green card, whatever, you're gonna have that alien number. If you're just non-immigrant, if you have a visa like B1, B2 or F1 or something like that, you're not gonna have that alien number, so don't worry about it. Now, whenever it comes to the USCIS account number, sometimes you get that number when you register online account. You used to. Now they don't send it for some reason. In that case, if you did not get that number, just leave it blank or just put not applicable in the field, because if you're filling out the online form, that's fine. You can just leave it blank. But if you're filling out the paper form, definitely put not applicable. Don't leave blank fields in the paper application. Very important. All right, so their green card process was approved while they were in the home country until COVID happened and the office was closed. Now they have come to US to see me on B2 visa, and I want to file. Okay, so if they're coming on B2 visa, yes. However, you said that their green card process is approved. I'm assuming that you filed for family reunion. Is that what you did? In that case, they might be issued that alien registration number once they come in here, because as you can see, they're still trying to get the B2 visa, which is non-immigrant visa still. All right, so keep that in mind. Hopefully I was able to answer your question. Let's move on to the next one. I applied for I-539, which is the extension, to extend my mom's visitor visa 9 months ago. She was able to leave the country 7 months after we applied. And only now I got a biometric appointment. What should I do? Okay, so she was able to leave the country 7 months after we applied. And only now you just got, wow. That's crazy. Usually the biometrics appointments, they don't take this long. Definitely too long. Usually it takes about 3 to 4 weeks. 9 months is pretty crazy. I would recommend reaching out to USCIS, or maybe even going to the application center, the nearby. You should have gotten the address for your application center on that biometrics appointment. Going there yourself and telling them that she already left the country, so she doesn't need that extension. Just to kind of make sure that application is not considered abandoned or anything like that and then denied because of it. Just to be on the safe side, I would definitely reach out to the USCIS. All right, let's move on to the next one. Again from Yashaswi. Hi, thanks for the video. I have a question for you. I'm filing for my parents who are visiting me on B2 visa. Before coming to US, I don't get one thing. Before coming to US on B2 visa, their green card process was almost complete. Only biometric interview was remaining. Since COVID came in 2020, the process went on half in home. Here is the problem. They will not be able to apply for B2 visa. They will not be able to get it because they have an immigration process. So here's what I mean. Whenever you have the immigration process going, whether you're outside of the country or inside of the country, you cannot go to the embassy and apply for non-immigrant visa because that kind of contradicts each other. You plan to immigrate to the United States, so you can't get a non-immigrant visa because non-immigrant visa is for those people that are not planning to immigrate to the United States of America, if that makes sense. All right, so I would recommend, would it hurt for the extension if USCIS know that earlier green card process was going on until COVID happened? I would recommend not doing anything with I-539 because it's not exactly the change of status. I would let the green card application go through, and then based on that, then they get their immigrant visa and not try to apply for non-immigrant visa. Because if they go to the embassy and say, hey, we want to go and visit United States of America, okay, it sounds like, okay, these guys are not planning to immigrate. Okay, that's a B2, B1 visa. But then if the embassy, whoever's in the embassy, the consular, whoever, they look their names up and then it comes up that they have the immigration proceedings currently going, it's potential denial. All right, and you definitely don't want that to happen. Hopefully I was able to help. Let's move on to the next one from VLV Beats. Are there any chances that they will decline your request for this document? If I paid all fees, also I have a green card, but my passport isn't valid. Yeah, I completely understand. I've been there myself in the situation, very similar situation like yours. Yes, there's definitely a chance that your application will be denied. Honestly, with all of the applications with USCIS, there is a chance that your application can be denied. It can be as little of some silly mistake. It can be the missing evidence. It can be something you don't know, really. It's just they decided to deny it for whatever reasons. All right, so it definitely might happen. Just because you paid the fees does not mean that your application will be approved. But this is what the travel document is for. If you don't have a valid passport, if you have immigration proceedings currently in place, you apply for the travel document so that you can travel. All right, and that's just part of the process. So unfortunately, there are no guarantees whenever it comes to applying for anything, whenever it comes to the immigration. Let's move on to the next one. Sunil Subedi, sir, can I get your number? I'm from Nepal and now I'm in Nepal and I have a sponsor. Here's the problem, Sunil. I'm not an immigration lawyer. I'm not an attorney. So I don't do any kind of, I'm not allowed by law to do any kind of phone consultations or in-person consultations or anything like that. The only thing that I'm allowed to do is give this non-legal advice. All right, so sorry about that. I cannot help you with that. If you have a question though, you can definitely come into one of my videos, put a comment, and I will answer it this way. Let's move on to the next one. As told by an immigrant. That's a good name for an immigrant. How long do I have to wait before filing for employment authorization? Well, you asked me the question based on my asylum video. So whenever it comes to the asylum, it's either 150 or 180 days. Some things that say, let me check. Let me look that up, and again, it might be helpful to some of you to look that information up. So let's see if I can get this one correctly. Employment authorization document application is I-765, I think. Let's see if I'm correct. I-765, application for employment authorization. Okay, I got this one correct. So you go here, and then you will scroll down. We don't need to file online yet. We want to find the instructions, all right? So you open up the instructions. It's a PDF document, and here it will tell you who may file for it. So let's find our asylum, pending asylum, right? Because that's why you're asking. That's what you're asking. You asked me on the video for asylum, so I'm assuming you're in the pending asylum status. So let's answer your question exactly here. So we got refugee. It's not it. Asylee, granted asylum, no, not it. Pending asylum, number 5, C8. So pending asylum, removal application under ABC agreement. If you have pending blah 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 application for asylum removal, refer to instructions below. Okay, let's refer to instructions below. Special finding instructions for those with pending asylum applications. Applicants requesting employment authorization under C8 must wait 365 calendar days from the date you properly file. Wow. When was this updated? Oh, it was updated just like 5 months ago. Wow. Okay, so unfortunately I have bad news for you. It's no longer 150 days and it's no longer 180 days. For whatever reason, whoever makes these rules decided that apparently you have to wait the whole year after you file for asylum, which honestly is ridiculous. I don't agree with it. I think somebody who comes here and applies for asylum, it's better if they have legal authorization to work, because you get that legal authorization, you get your social security, you get your driver license and all that, you go and you legally work and you pay the taxes and you benefit the economy of the country. It's good for everyone. Instead of people coming into the country and waiting for a whole year, not being able to work and still probably working illegally somewhere. Not good. But yeah, unfortunately you have to wait the whole year. Sorry about that. This is news to me as well. Let's move to the next one. Grandpa, thanks for the video. You're very welcome. Let's move to the next one. Hello, do you know how to change nationality in travel document? Mistakenly I put wrong. So travel document, so you already applied for I-131. Unfortunately, there is no way to go back to the application. I mean, whether you filed it online or if you filed it in paper, there is no way to get it back and change it. There is no way to amend it as well. So I would recommend just wait for the immigration to answer your questions. All right. If they have a questions regarding your nationality, they will just, respond to you and say, hey, we see that something is wrong with that field. Do you want to correct it or whatever? Please provide the correct information. If not, hopefully it just goes through. Nationality doesn't seem like a huge, big of a deal. Let's move on to the next one. Do not sign up for this. It's criminal. What is selective service? Okay, so this is for selective service system. Okay, so don't listen to people like this. They have no idea what they're talking about. there's nothing criminal about the system. Basically, selective service system, what it does is it puts you on record if you are a man between certain age group. It puts you on a certain system where, in case of some kind of national emergency or whatever, you can be selected to take parts in military whatever service, right? If the government needs you, all right? And there's nothing wrong with that. It's part of being a national of certain country. In fact, most of the countries around the world have a compulsory, all right? It's mandatory. You have to. That means you have to go to the military. It's in some countries even for girls too, not just boys, all right? So there's nothing criminal about it. Here in the United States of America, you don't have to. It's not mandatory to go and serve your country. There's nothing wrong with that. And it's also paid, by the way, if you do. In some countries, you have to serve and you don't get paid. All right? And if you're an immigrant between certain ages, if you haven't done your research, definitely do it. If you have not registered for selective service system, do it. You have to do it. Because once you get to the point where you are hopefully one day applying for naturalization, if you did not register for the selective service system, it's going to be a problem. All right, so definitely do that. Don't listen to these clowns. All right, let's move on to the next one. Shaima Iwais, hopefully I pronounced your name correctly. Hello, I want to apply for I-131, I guess. Okay, misspelled. I-131 asylum travel document. I recently got my asylum granted. Congratulations, great news. And I want to know what should I fill in the admission class in 131. I entered the USA as a J1 holder. Is this the admission class I should enter, or there is another class of admission? Okay, I know exactly what you're referring to. Yes. The admission class, you enter the country as the J1 holder, so definitely put the J1. This is the correct one. So if somebody entered the country as B1, B2, but now they have a green card and they're applying for a travel document, they don't have a valid passport, they will put the B1, B2. This is the admission. This is how you enter the country. All right. Let's move on to the next one. Zara Anam. Hey, it will be a great help if you answer my question ASAP. Sorry, it took me 2 weeks. I apologize. I get a lot of questions. Sorry, Zara. As I'm currently in US and I came here on B1, B2 visa in November 29, 2020. My visa got expired in February 2020. Okay. Wait. I came here on B1, B2 visa November 29, 2020, and then your visa got expired 21. Maybe you mean 21, not 2020. Okay, so I'm assuming it's 21. So your visa got expired in February 2021. I had 5 years visa and this was my last year. So when I came in here, I got 6 months entry and still have almost 60 days for my 6 month stamp entry to be expired, which is on 28th May. Okay, so you're still good. You're still legal. My question is this. Am I still eligible to get my B1 extension for the next 4 or 5 months? Yes, definitely. Absolutely. Don't wait any more time. Definitely file as soon as possible. Hopefully you already did file for the extension. But yes, you are definitely eligible. You don't have to worry about nothing. It takes a while. I wish you filed it a little bit earlier because it takes a while. But it's better to file before your status expires. All right, let's move on to the next one. Victor Manuel. I'm looking for a good immigration attorney. Anybody you could recommend, I appreciate. Really, it's a tough question, honestly. It really depends where you live, which state you live. I would start with the research of the local people that you have. And then, like I said in this video, the 7 tips to find the best immigration lawyer. Make sure to call around, make sure to have the consultations, make sure they offer free consultations, talk to all of them, interview all of them, see how they can help you, see what kind of payment price they give you, and then make a comparison. You know, that's the way it is. Unfortunately, there isn't really top 10 lawyers in the United States of America that I can recommend. I mean, there probably are, but first of all, they're probably expensive, and second of all, I don't recommend working with somebody out of state. Yes, immigration law is a federal law, but nevertheless, if you can work with somebody in your state, that's always better. Somebody not too far from you, so you can kind of stay on top of the case. All right. Don't rely 100% of your attorney too. Make sure that you are staying on top of the case. It's your responsibility. Let's move on to the next one. All right, let's just read it. Great video, tricky situation. On the online application, it asks what is your non-immigrant visa, and I must select one. However, I'm Canadian and did not need to apply for a B2 visa to enter USA. Therefore, as a Canadian, I don't hold a US visa, but I'm planning on staying past the allowed 6 months stay in US. Can I still use the online application and just select B2 as my current non-immigrant visa, or should I apply through paper application? Thanks. Okay, interesting. So I'm not 100% sure. Here's the thing. So you said I did not need to apply for B2. Okay, so you, as a Canadian, you can enter the United States without a visa, right? Okay, and then I'm assuming you can stay for 6 months without a visa. I don't know if USCIS applies to you, or if there is some kind of separate customs and border for Canadians that has different rules and extension of stay. Because if you did not initially need to get the B1, B2 visa to enter the country, I don't think you will be applying for the extension of stay of something you don't have, something that you didn't have. It just doesn't make sense. So I would do a little bit of a research. I would reach out both to USCIS, maybe Customs and Border, and maybe to your Canadian immigration services, I guess, and see what they say. Do some research. I unfortunately cannot give you anything else. From my perspective, it doesn't make sense though what you're trying to do, because you did not have initially the B2 visa, so there is nothing for you to extend. All right. Sorry about that. Let's move on to the next one. Gaming time. I have a question. I am 14, almost 15, and I live in the Netherlands. My question is that what form do I need to fill in, and can I get a green card straight away, or do I first need a visa, and can I apply for visa or green card from Netherlands? Okay, so in order for you to apply for a green card, you have to meet certain requirements. All right, all of these requirements you can find on uscis.gov, which is this website right here. Let's go back. And the very first tab, no, not the very first tab, but one of the tabs, menu tabs on the top, green card. Go there, green card eligibility categories. You go there, and then these are all your eligibility criteria, right? So you can get it through family, if one of your immediate relatives, United States citizen, or a few others, or you can get it through employment, special immigrant, refugee, asylee. You get the point. So go through these. If you qualify for any of these, then you can go ahead and apply for the green card. But if you, it's not something that you just go and apply and then somebody decides whether you get approved. Well, yes, you go and apply and somebody does decide whether you're approved or not, but you have to meet certain criteria based on which you are applying first. All right, let's move on to the next one. Cliff Everett. I own a Thai restaurant. All right, awesome. I need the Thai cook. Do I have to request the determination from Department of Labor? Also, I put L1B. Does this seem correct to you? Also, it was returned from Texas. USCIS was the command. The written guarantee amount on your remittance is either blank or does not match the required fee. Is there a place to fill out the fee? Is the fee $460 plus a separate check for $500? Great video, and sorry for 3 questions. Cheers, Cliff. No worries, Cliff, not a problem. So this is a question on the video, the I-129 petition for non-immigrant worker. So Cliff is applying for a non-immigrant worker. I'm assuming whoever he's applying for, either outside of the country or maybe here in the country, but does not have the immigration status that allows them to work. And that's what they're doing. So yes, whenever you're doing these applications, you do have to reach out to the Department of Labor. Part of the application is doing the determination with the Department of Labor. They have to approve that first. Also, L1B does seem correct to you. Well, let's double check. Let's go and actually take a look. Form, all forms, and this is I-129, which is petition for non-immigrant worker. And let's check the L1B. So we got L1A, which is the visa. Which one did you fill out? Okay, you said L1B. So L1A is a visa for intra-company transferees who work in managerial or executive positions, which this guy, I'm assuming, doesn't. He's just a cook. And then the L1B is for intra-company transferee who work in positions requiring specialized knowledge. It sounds correctly. However, is he somebody who already worked for you? Because that's what intra-company transferee is. Somebody who is from somebody who worked for you, all right, within your company. So if that's not the case, the basic one would be the H1B, which is if L1B is not the case, if he's not the intra company, all right, then then you probably want the H1B, which is just a regular visa, workers visa for special occupations, which in your case it is a special occupation. It's a Thai food, and I'm assuming you're getting the Thai person to work as a cook for you. All right, and regarding the fees, the fee, I don't think there's got to be a separate check, but let's check on the fees and make sure. Forms and documents downloads. This is a fee schedule, which let's see if we can find it here first. Filing fee, $460. So nope, I don't see why you would need to do a separate check for $500. Just the $460 sounds right to me. Alrighty, hopefully I was able to help. Let's move on to the next one. Hello, thank you for this video. Great tips. If you're applying for visa extension, do you require form I-134? I-134, I think this is the kind of like a sponsor petition for the alien relative. Let me double check. I-134. Here it is. Affidavit of support. So yes, affidavit of support. You don't need to file it unless requested in your initial application. I'm assuming you're doing it for somebody, for your parents, for your spouse, or something like that. Don't file it because it's not requested initially in the application. But if USCIS decides it's really no, exception, you might need to do it. But if they did not request anything, if you're just filing it, just go ahead and do what the instructions say. Just file the form I-134, not I-134, I-539 as it is. All right, let's move on to the next one. Hi, I have a question at end of filing I-539, filing online, asking the signature. How to put the signature in the online form? You just type in your full name. That's it. Let's move on to the next one. At minute 354 in the video, it asks for your passport number. What if you cross the border with a green card? How would you apply your green card number to the form instead of the passport number? Interesting question. So you cross the border with a green card. So I'm assuming you must have came from either Mexico or Canada, if they did not require a passport to enter the country. So it doesn't matter where you came into the country. Do you have a passport? Whatever passport you have, just enter the passport number in that thing. But I'm assuming you're trying to get the I-94. Well, you can try putting in the alien registration number, but it's probably not going to give you any results, unfortunately. Depends really why you're trying to get the I-94. I think that information would be helpful. So go ahead, leave that in the comment on that video, and I'll try to get back to your question and answer that, because at this point it's really hard for me to kind of tell you, not enough information. Let's see, next one. Dane Duhaney. The arrival and departure has to be for the past 5 years, or it is not limited to that. Well, it really depends on their system. I'm not entirely sure. You can go ahead and check. If it pulls up that information, it pulls up. If it doesn't, well, then probably not. All right. But if you do have the arrival and departure information for the past 5 years, and if you're filling out the application, whatever it is, you can just put that information in there, and it should be technically sufficient. All right. But probably later than 5 years, it's not going to pull up that information. Let's move on to the next one. Wakas Hanif. Zip code when filed. Should we enter mailing zip code or physical address zip code? When I filled my application, I had mailing address different than physical address. Thanks. I do not know exactly what you're referring to. If they're asking for a mailing address, then put the mailing address zip code. If they're asking for physical address zip code, then ask for the physical address zip code. Zip code when filed. Change address immigration process. For that field in the application, in changing the address for the immigration process, I would put the mailing address just in case, because that's where you want to receive your mail, right? That's the address that matters, not the physical address. It's the mailing address. That's where they send the applications. So I would put that, the mailing address zip code in there. Let's move on to the next one. Hello, I'm from Iraq. I would like to apply for asylum, but I do not know where to go. Please help. So you're from Iraq. Are you still in Iraq, or are you here in the United States of America? If you're still in Iraq, then unfortunately you cannot apply for asylum, because asylum is only for those who are currently in the United States of America. But if you are in the United States of America and you're planning to apply for asylum, I actually do have the video specifically how to apply for asylum, step by step, application process and everything. It's older, obviously, so there might be some things that have changed over the past however long ago I did that, but check out that video. Hopefully that will be able to answer that question. Jamie Villagrana, no help at all for I-129 petition for non-immigrant. Well, Jamie, if you don't understand the simple instructions, if you can't read the simple instructions here on USCIS Citizenship and Immigration Service website, it's not my problem, sorry. Let's move on to the next one. Linde Fabular, we are under K1 visa, still in process for approval of the petition. Do we still need to change the physical address even though the mailing address is still the same post office box as what we put in USCIS application? Yes, definitely. Definitely keep the address updated. You don't want to have the mismatch in the records of USCIS. So definitely do make sure to update it. Alrighty, next one. Mary J. Bila, or Bilak, sorry. Hi, how long do you think the petition for an immigrant H3 trainee takes until it gets approved? What is the estimate? Well, here's the thing. Typically, those type of applications, they take about 4 weeks. All right, 4 weeks, and they might take up to 3 months. Most of the times 4 weeks. However, these days, literally everything is delayed on delay, unfortunately. So unfortunately, I can't really answer the question. It might take as long as 6 months. If you watch this video from the beginning, one of the people who filed the application for simple visa extension, they only got the biometrics appointment and 9 months later. So can't really be sure these days, unfortunately. Let's move on to the next one. David Bodmer. I have a question. My N400, which is the application for naturalization. Thank you for specifying. They sent I-797C notice after 2 months. We didn't get any notice interview letter. Right now, online case status showing case was updated to show that no one appeared. Ooh, that's not very good. That's not very good. So probably something happened with the mail. I would definitely reach out to USCIS if you know your local field office. If you don't know, find out where your field office, not the application support center, your local immigration field office is. Try to go there because that's where they handle the interviews, and bring whatever information you have with you, whatever receipts you have with you, maybe a printout of the online case status, and tell them that you never got the notice and you need to reschedule that interview. So yeah, that's that. You figure it out. Good luck with that, because that's not very good. Ellis and Russian. Don't know if there are any Russian videos for this. Maybe there are. Probably would be your best bet to look in Russian. Let's move on to the next one. Yan Zhang, thank you for the video. You're very welcome. I have a question here. My friend is renewing his green card. However, he did not receive any notice of fingerprint yet after he submitted his renewal document for a month. Here, I wonder how long it normally takes to get the fingerprint notice right now. Usually, it takes about 4 weeks to get that notice. But again, these days, it can... there are some serious delays. Is there any way to speed up the process? Unfortunately, no, there is no way to speed it up. Should he call USCIS? He can. Not really gonna do much, but he definitely can reach out and say, hey guys, what's going on? But honestly, for him, it wasn't even that long, so I wouldn't stress about it that much. His office is Potomac Service Center in VA. Okay, yeah, thank you, and looking forward to your response. Have a great weekend. Thank you, and you too. Yeah, unfortunately, there is really not much he can do, especially at this stage. So the best thing is just wait. Zagomez, would you please make video about EAD renewal process? Step by step, please. I do have the video like that. I do have the video. It's the application for employment authorization document, and it is step by step. Check it out. Let's move on to the next one. Amar Casablanca. Most of them don't do the work. They just charge a lot of money. Oh, that's about lawyers. Well, there are a lot of, unfortunately, there are a lot of bad lawyers out there. Immigration lawyers especially. Because immigrants, they work with immigrants. People who are not very familiar with really anything. Maybe even language barriers. So it's very easy to take advantage of these people, and a lot of lawyers do, unfortunately. So that's why I made this video. Hopefully it helped you. Next one. Yeah, most of them are not doing nothing on the cases. They just charge too much money for no reason. Yep. It happens to a lot of people. Happens to me as well. All right, personal experience. Let's move on to the next one. I feel sick. Okay, not good. I filled out section B on the letter I got on the mail because I know damn well I don't need to sign up for this. Anthony Ramirez. Sir, I'm trying to get in college. Recently, I was trying to fill out my FAFSA. This is bull. Anthony, here's one thing I want to tell you. You're filling out FAFSA, all right? Which is a federal help for people who want to go to college. So you're taking the federal help, but you don't want to offer your help to the government with a selective service, which doesn't even require you to do anything. It's literally you're just sitting in the books until you reach like 27 or whatever, and then that's it. You're out. You're not needed because you're too old after that for the military service. So if this is the problem for you, if the selective service system problem is a problem for you, then FAFSA should be a problem for you too. All right. Let's move on to the next one. Jess and Tori. But I'm given only 1 month's visa and I want to extend my B2. What should I do? Yeah. Well, yeah. How to extend visa? That's you extend your visa. You apply for the extension of stay. That's what you need to do. You commented on the right video and do that. Mike V. I did mine through net. Yeah, no. This is the kind of stuff. This is the kind of spam stuff you should try and avoid. Unfortunately, there are a lot of people like this out there that try to scam people who do not know. Yeah, nobody gonna help you with the immigration case through the Instagram. All right. Let's move on to the next one. Hello, thank you so much for your information. It was very helpful. So do I need to send passport or passport picture with the form or anything else? Please answer. No, you don't. Whenever you're filling out the application, it's not required. It might be required later, I don't know. USCIS, they might request it, but whenever you're filling out the application, it's not required. All right, so it's been almost 40 minutes. Let me answer these remaining on this page, and hopefully I will do a next section of questions later in another video. So let's get into the next one. Hey, I need help really bad. I don't have a visa yet. I don't have the money either to stay over here. All I can manage is the money for flight and maybe a few hundred USD. I know the whole immigration process is very long, and I'll have to stay in the US while I go through the process. Problem is I don't have the funds. I'm 18, my family won't support it because I'm trying to get refugee in USA or any other LGBTQ county. My family don't even know I'm gay, and I don't want to risk getting kicked out by coming out. I googled a lot, but I can't seem to find an organization or something that help people like me. I just want to know if there's an organization that helps me. Joaquin, unfortunately, I don't know if there's an organization that can help you. I can answer some of your immigration concerns. One of them would be is that you won't be able to file a refugee, right? Because you are already in the United States of America. So you would have to file for the asylum. All right, now, asylum application does not cost anything. However, there's a big problem here is that you have to wait after you apply for the asylum. You have to wait the whole year before you can get the employment authorization document and legally work in the United States of America. So if you don't have any money right now, you're not going to have any money for the next year. So this is really where your problem comes down to. It's not the immigration problem that you're having right now, because all you really need to do is just apply for asylum, and that's it. You're good. That's it. It doesn't cost anything. Application for asylum is free. However, your funds, that's where the problem is. So another thing is, whenever it comes to the asylum and refugee, is you have to have a reason, which is a persecution in your home country. So I'm assuming you are being persecuted based on your belonging to a certain group, which is the LGBT group, right? So I don't even know what to recommend you. I mean, one of the things I could recommend you is coming out and telling your parents and explaining to them situation that it is not easy for you to be in that country, and that you are being persecuted, and that your life is in danger over there, and that what you're planning to do is you're planning to live in the United States of America because it's a free country, and luckily you can be open about stuff like that over here and not be persecuted. And obviously asking them for funds, for financial support, because like I said, unfortunately, it's now, it used to be 150, 180 days. Now it's freaking 365 days. So yeah, tough situation. Hopefully you can figure it out. Let's move on to the next one. Emilio Paredes. I recently received the I-129 extension. With this extension, can I travel outside the U.S. and come back? Or should I stay in the U.S. as long as it stays active and cannot travel outside? Yes, you can. No, you can. The extension is for the stay, all right, for the entry visa. Once you leave the country, that entry visa that's it, it's gone. Now you have your entry visa, not the entry visa, the stay visa, right? When you come in with your entry visa, they give you another visa that tells you how long you can stay in the United States of America. So that's what you're extending. You're not extending your entry visa. All right, so no, you can't leave the country with your extension of stay and then come back if your entry visa is not valid. Keep that in mind. Hopefully that answers your question. Next one, Nini Majar. I don't have received yet the welcome letter from Department of State. My case was approved 27 December 2019. How long I wait? Well, you're not gonna receive the welcome letter from Department of State. You will receive it from USCIS if you would receive it, and it's been 2 years. Well, a year, more than a year. Letter from the Department of State. Well, depends on what kind of case. And how do you know it was approved? How do you know your case was approved if you have not received any kind of letter? I need more information, so please provide more information. Next one, Antoinette Johnson. I am in the process of filling my mother and father in an extension for 3 months. I was wondering if I should do it online or via mail. If via mail, online, do I need to file separately? So yes. I would recommend doing it by mail because by mail you can do it for 2 people at the same time. All right, instead of doing it separately online. I think that's a much better option for you. Hopefully that answers your question. And the last one, Anna Gonzalez. They recently changed to 365 days and on EAD clock. Yes, Anna. Well, I had to find that out for myself. Crazy. I don't agree with it. To me, it's always about mutual benefit. Immigrants, we come here to the United States of America. We benefit from all the freedoms, from all the opportunities that this country provides to us. And in return, we want to be a benefit for the country as well, for the society, for the economy. And we can do that by working, by building businesses, by hiring people, providing jobs, by paying taxes, by being good citizens, by being active in our community, by being active in politics, by sharing the knowledge that we have from other countries. Because after all, we left our countries for a reason. We came here to the United States for a reason. Because we were not happy with something. Some of us had some more serious situations. Some of us have been persecuted. We had to run away from our countries and come here and live here in this free country. So it is our responsibility and duty to share our knowledge and experiences with people who have not traveled around the world, who have not lived around the world, who have not seen things around the world. And I think this change from 180 days to 365 days, I think it's takes away mutual benefit from both of the sides. It's not good for an immigrant because you're not able to work for a whole year. And it's not good for the country because you are not paying taxes. And it doesn't make sense to me, honestly. But it is what it is. So, thank you very much, guys, for watching. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments below, and I'll try to do, hopefully next week, another one of these question answering sessions.